key segment of our community that historically has needed a little bit of help with regard to our pipeline is women in cardiac imaging. This is a part of our offering that it has been led by Leslie Shaw and Kavitha Chennaiyan, among others. We are attempting to really empower the group of young leaders, female leaders in cardiology and in radiology. We know that we're training enough folks at the level of medical school. What we have identified is that by the time you get to leadership around our society, that we have an underrepresentation historically of women in leadership positions in our society. This is something that we need to address, and this is how we want to address it, by empowering this group of clinicians and making sure they have the resources they need to develop throughout their careers. This free site welcomes women imagers across modalities, not confined to CT only, and we want them to have a forum where they can offer each other advice and empower each other and safely have conversations about important issues that affect them. And finally, the biggest, most important new tool for our community is a community. It's an online community. SCCT Connect is our online community. It's an online forum, library, and directory for SCCT members to have conversations, to extend the conversations. And Brian refers to this as the long tail of the meeting, to extend the conversations that you're able to have sitting next to each other in row 3 in the opening session, right on beyond, onto an online community where we're able to empower that growth and development. All of these projects have been a result of collaboration across multiple societies. I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the role of the American College of Cardiology and the American College of Radiology. These are groups that we work very closely with as we develop and grow our cardiac imaging community. Now, the heads of these two organizations couldn't be with us today, but they have both graciously agreed to provide videos. First, we'll hear from ACC President, Dr. Edward Fry, who will then be followed by the chair of the ACR Board of Chancellors, Dr. Jackie Bello. And they'll be talking about some of the big issues affecting us all in cardiac imaging and cardiology in general.
Good morning. My name is Ed Fry. I'm president of the American College of Cardiology, and it's great to be with you today. So what is impacting cardiovascular clinicians in the year 2022? Well, obviously, it's accelerating rapid change and how we deal with that. And to deal with that, we need to learn how to learn faster and govern smarter. And this is the essence of care transformation. So what's care transformation look like? Well, first and foremost, it's patient-centered care. It's looking upstream in the disease process at wellness and prevention, leveraging digital technologies and digital transformation, building upon the team-based care and integrated care that we already enjoy in cardiovascular medicine, leveraging innovation in virtual care, focusing on populations and community health, and aligning the incentives so that we deliver on value-based care. So how can ACC and SCCT collaborate to transform care? Well, we can build guidelines together and move from the concept of guidelines to clinical guidance. We can leverage innovation. We can build actionable knowledge together. We can promote clinical well-being and professionalism and address the issues of health equity, diversity, and inclusion, and build the care teams of tomorrow through advocacy and collaboration. So with respect to guidelines, we're really moving from this concept of the traditional clinical practice guidelines to clinical guidance tools and asking 3 important questions: what to do, how to do it, and does it work? And this is really the evolution of these various documents and programs, and is a key initiative for the American College of Cardiology. We're beginning to see fruit being born from this effort. You've seen the recent guidelines released for chest pain, revascularization, and the soon-to-be released guidelines for stable ischemic heart disease, of which SCCT has been a key contributor. The goal is to accelerate the development and deployment of guidelines with a commitment towards releasing 4 per year and producing annual updates for each of the guidelines so that as new information comes online, it's incorporated in a modular chunk form with a shorter cadence and can be the basis for derivative documents to get into the hands of bedside clinicians. To help facilitate this, the college has focused on our innovation program, which is to develop novel partnerships with the technology sector to design new digital health solutions and to focus on health and prevention further upstream in the disease process. So to do this, we're focused on several areas: virtual care, remote patient monitoring, analytics, and digital care, all to develop a digital health ecosystem which helps support care transformation. One of the most important aspects of care transformation is to close the gap in terms of healthcare inequity. And healthcare equity obviously is defined as a person's opportunity or right to attain his or her full health potential. This is not just a value, this is a measurable, objective goal, which can be defined as length of life, quality of life, rate of disease and disability, severity of disease, and access to treatment and care. To do this, we need to be able to reflect the communities we work in. As you are aware, in cardiovascular medicine, there is a gap between composition of our workforce and the society that we practice in. So to address this, we must look at the pipeline of new clinicians of tomorrow and promote diversity among our leaders and faculty, address implicit bias, and focus on increasing the number of women and underrepresented minorities